Enthusiast students, welcome to my channel. So today we will be discussing about two boards, that is embedded system microcontroller boards. We also call as development boards. New type mini small boards. So one is Rp2040-zero board and another one is esp32-c3-supermini board. So we'll just compare this board. We'll talk about these boards and we'll see some practical related to this boards also, or how to start with the boards. So first of all, let's see how many pins are there and how important are the pins. So let's take on the left hand side, that is Rp2040-zero board. Here the number of pins, that is GPIO pins, are more. Why? Because one side they have given approximately 9 pins, other side 9 pins, and on the third side again they have given a 5 pins. Okay, so number of pins are more, GPIO pins are more. Of course, you have some power rails also, like 5 volt and ground and 3.3 volts. It will be there, but even then, when you compare with ESP32-C3 Super Mini board, it will have less number of GPIO pins, as you can see on your screen. So approximately the other side, that is Super Mini ESP32, will have 16 pins in total, out of which you have 3 pins, as you can see, as a power supply and ground, and rest of the pins are the GPIO pins. All right, so pin configuration, please remember, it is very, very important for when you start using any of the board. The first thing we have to understand is pin configuration, what connection is given for what purpose and where we are connecting it. Even on the board, there are 2 buttons, that is boot and reset. Here also, in ESP also, that is Super Mini board also, you have 2 buttons. One is boot and one is reset. So time to time, why it is important, and we will discuss about that. Okay, now we will have a key specification comparison of these 2 boards. So microcontroller, when we discuss, because both of them have microcontroller. So Rp2040-zero board, as it starts with RP. So that is nothing but it's a name or it's a number of the microcontroller. That is 2040 is the number. Whereas in the case of ESP32, we have a specific company microcontroller, that is ESP32, we call it as. There are so many other models in ESP series, ESP30, especially ESP32 series, C3 up to C6, and latest, so many models are there. But we today are discussing about a mini small boards, which is used for Rp2040, that is Raspberry Pi Pico IC is used, and the other side it is 32. Okay, so we have discussed about a microcontroller. Then it is CPU. The dual core ARM Cortex M0 Plus. It is used in Rp2040, whereas a single core RISC-V, that is RISC-V RISC-V 32-bit microcontroller is used in the case of a ESP32. Clock speed is in one side 2040, it is 133 megahertz, whereas here it is more, that is in ESP it is more, the clock speed is more. SRAM 264 kilobytes in 2040 and 400 kilobytes in 32. Flash memory 2 MB, here it is double, that is 4 MB in ESP32. Wireless, no wireless. In Rp2040, there is no wireless. But in the ESP32, you have Wi-Fi 4, that is 802.11bgn. Okay, Bluetooth 5 BLE, that is Wi-Fi is there. Okay, right. So GPIO pins, I said one here it is 29, 20 via H pins. Here we have only 11. Where? In ESP32. That is the only drawback. Operating voltage 1.8 to 5 volts. Here it is 2.2 to 3.6 volt. So Rp2040 up to 5 volts, 5.5 volts, and Super Mini it is only 3.6 volts. Okay, programming. C++, MicroPython, CircuitPython, 3 languages you can use for Rp2040, whereas MicroPython, Arduino, Lua, ESP, IDF, that is here also we can use the same, but here you have given only, they have given only 2. So USB-C, both of them, they have USB-C devices. So it is almost, you can have a comparison for that. Okay. So next is advantage and disadvantages of both of them. So we will have advantages and disadvantages both. That is, let's talk about advantages. RP2040 power efficient, wide voltage range, PI subsystems, documentation benefits. Okay, whereas ESP32-C3 integrated wireless, that is the main difference. High performance, security features are good, mature ecosystem. Now let's talk about the disadvantages. So RP2040, no built-in wireless. Again, slow CPU, less RAM compared to, we are comparing with 32. Whereas 32 highest power consumption, narrow voltage range, pin conflicts and complex for beginners. So these are the disadvantage and advantage of the microcontroller. Let's go to our lab, and we'll discuss two projects we've done on this both the boards. So as you can see here, we have connected a NeoPixel LED, which is present on the RP2040. So this is 3-color LED. Okay, so we are controlling this LED. That is how the NeoPixel LED, it will change color simultaneously. That is the smallest program in MicroPython. Okay, so I've not connected any external parts. That is no sensor, nothing there. The LED is present on this. How to operate those LEDs? That only I have given you idea. I will just show you the codes in Micro. All right, so this is my Thani ID, and this is my program, that is rgb.py. This is the main program. So these 3 files, machine, NeoPixel, and time. These are the 3 important files in MicroPython. Then pixel pin is 16. It is connected to pin number 16, number of pixel 1. Okay. So 3 conditions we have given while true. You can see here 3 conditions, right? So 1, 2, 3, this condition, and it will return to this thing, and this value has been given so that it will blink and it will come to its original position. So starting NeoPixel color cycle, how you have done it, I will just tell you. Tools, you have to go to option, interpreter, select the board, correct board should be there, and USB COM port. It is, in my case, it is showing this. Then say OK, and just simply run the program. Okay. As soon as you run the program, this complete program will runs in the loop, and you get this output. So this is a simple example I've given you on Raspberry Pi Pico 0 board. Now I will show you another IDE. So this first IDE is Thorny IDE. Now I will show you on another IDE, another board. This is the board that is ESP32-C3 board. We will discuss about this board now. So friends, we are into second project. That is, we are using ESP32-C3 Super Mini board. This is my Super Mini board. Okay. So I've connected my board through this USB cable to my computer, and I'm getting power from there. And on the side, you can see I have opened a web server dashboard. So this project is, since we have Wi-Fi system in this, I wanted to show you this. So please remember, if it doesn't come properly, then you have to be very careful about this part, that is antenna part. So antenna here, you have to put the loop and you have to put an antenna over here. You can just check my other videos. There I've given you 4 centimeter, 1 centimeter loop and 3 centimeter height antenna. You can put it so that it will be good. Baud rate should be lesser because small board. So little issues are there. But anyhow, you can do it. I have done it. So here, suppose this is a web server. Now I'll just show you about how it is working. I'm putting off. On. Okay, so now my light is on. This is the blue color light which is working. I'm just switching it off from here, from my this thing. Again, I'm switching it on. Please check. I'm again switching it off. So how it works. Okay, now I'll explain you the codes. Okay, so this ESP32-C3 Super Mini, which has a facility of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, right? So you can see here, this codes, a simple code. You will get this codes everywhere. The site is, I've taken this code from random node tutorial. Okay, so you have to replace your SSID and password over here. Select the board. This is Arduino ID. Please remember, we are doing this program in C. Okay, we are doing this program in C. SSID and password is to be replaced. Output is pin number 8. That is the LED here. In the case of this LED, it is connected to pin number 8. Okay, right. And rest of the things, void handling and void loops, you can just. This is your HTML page. This one from starting from here, void handling loops. This is your HTML page, how it will appear. That means whatever it is coming over here, that is due to that only. Okay, so loop, it will come back again. This is the program for this thing. 2 libraries, Wi-Fi Edge and web server. These 2 libraries you should have. with you. Okay, so likewise it should be there. So how you want to select it? First of all, file. When you go to file, you should have esp32 JSON libraries. So you have to go to file first. I'll just try to show it to you. Preferences. Okay, preferences, here you should have that. Okay, here you should have JSON file. You please copy it and put that JSON file over here. Like this, other files I've just kept here. This is the file, DLL file, and other files you are getting it here. And just say okay. Okay, and say okay. So this is done. That is all the ESP32 files will be there. Now next is go to tools again, right? You have to select the correct port. So what port you have to select? You have to go to ESP8 to ESP32 has come over here. My chip is ESP32-C3. That is ESP32 development modularity chip. I have selected that chip, right? That is C3 development modularity has come over here. Then you have to select the port. What correct port is showing? Same port. You have to do two more things I would like to tell you. Here, you have to be very, very careful that this USB CDC on boot disable, it should be enabled. Okay, this should be enabled. Okay, and second thing is, don't go for a higher speed. Like I will show you. When you select the speed, it is here. It is 9213. You select 11,520 or lesser than that. Okay. So these 2-3 things you have to keep it in mind while using this small ports. All right, the small port. Okay. Then upload the program. Finally, it will be uploaded, and you will get IP address. The same IP address you have to copy it down. Like IP address, I have got it here. I've got a IP address, and your web server is ready. That means you are ready to control it. Okay, now you can see I'm just controlling it. So I hope you like this program. I have just made this video for comparison. That is 2 small boards, 2 mini boards. One is your Rp2040. This is my Rp2040, and another one is esp32-supermini board. Okay, so here we have done some small program. Here we have done with Arduino based IoT stop type program, so that both the programs, so that you understand when we can use this. Please remember the small boards where we use it when it is necessary, when you have a place constraint, there we use. I hope you like this, and if you have any questions, please write to me in the comments. Right? Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.